What's up, guys? Mike Powell, another episode of Doc Talk. Today we're hanging out. The water right now is reminding me of like a good morning to meet up with the homies and go do a quick little free ride session, a little expression session. Not something where you're really like pushing yourself, but you're definitely pushing yourself to stay alive and ride better, pop better, be smoother, more aggressive where you can. And that right there is like what really eggs me on. And as I got into the sport, I didn't really know that there was a competition side to water sports. I thought water sports is always just for fun. But then I realized all the people who actually took it serious were hanging out on weekends or traveling to certain lakes and certain venues to go compete against other people. And that kind of intrigued me for a little bit. I was more into like motorsports, you know, like motorsports is real. You put everybody in a class where everything's the same, and then everybody goes out and kills it, right? And then you'll see who's the best. With wakeboarding, all the variables change all the time, from whether it's the water, the boat, how much weight they put in it, and then the guys that you're going against. Like, dude, honestly, like if you watch the Pro Wakeboard Tour, there's only like 3 guys who are going to get coverage the whole time, as compared to like smaller competitions like the Shred Town Jamboree and things like that, where they show everybody. That's really cool. Like, that's what you want. You want everybody to be out here because we're all like killing it in our own sense. But creative is subjective, so people want to point fingers and say what's better than what. And overall, just like the loose-minded rules as to being like a strickler on riding, man, dude, it's just not ideal, bro. It's not fun for me. Doesn't sound, dude, like, even if I was training every single day, my sponsors, I've asked them, and they're like, sick, so you want us to pay for you to get there and then pay the $125 for you to ride in this class, and then you only get 2 passes? Nah, it's okay. I'd rather pay you to go do whatever the fuck you want to do all summer long, knock out some cool footage, get some photos for us, sell product, have a blast on the water, and just be a marketable person. And that right there is kind of more what everybody's here for. But there's those kids who can't really live up to the expectations of the rest of the stuff, so they have to just compete. Nothing wrong with that. There's dudes who are just insane on a board. Guys like Mike Dowdy, Harley Clifford, those guys are super nutty, bro. But there's a lot of us who just still want to ride and just have a blast. You know, sometimes it's not always about waking up at the crack of dawn and getting out there and knocking out 7s and 9s. Like, sometimes these dudes just want to, like, they want to go hit that one thing or want to go build something. Like, that's what I'm in it for, is for everybody to just kind of find your own little pocket of nonsense and go hunt for it and make it boom, you know? Like, make it boom, but make it cool, bro. Just fucking make it cool. Make it cool, could you please? So, yeah, man, I like to, when I really wanted to kind of like meet more people in the sport, though, I had to go to competitions, because that's where like all the people who would take it serious were. So I would go there and go hang out. And at this time, I was coming out of pocket for like entrance fees and things like that, and being like 16 years old, paying to go to your competitions and stuff, and all your other people that you're competing against, all their parents are paying for it, and some of them already had sponsors that are paying for it. Like, man, it was a big uphill climb. But so I remember like my first competition, it was a grassroots event, the Delta Riders Association. We drove an hour and a half out there just to go do this. Then we signed up and realized we had to wait another like 2 hours just to get going. I didn't know how good I was or what class I should be, class I should compete in. And the lady Stacy, she's really cool. She helped out so much throughout like just me kind of growing up around wakeboarding. She said, you know, what kind of tricks can you do? Wherever you feel comfortable, I want to put you in the next class up. And I was like, why the next class up? I was hella bummed because, you know, like, I'm here to win or compete. Like, if I'm in this, I got to be able to beat the people that I'm gonna be in the class with. She was like, no, you always want to push yourself. So she put me in the bigger class, and I didn't even know if I was going to be able to compete or not. But I was like, I was one of the last guys off the dock, and I watched everybody else's pass, and all these kids were doing kind of the same tricks I was doing. But I already knew that I was going to be pretty close, because I could do the same tricks, and I knew I was that consistent. But some of the tricks that they were doing, I was doing those with grabs. So I was like, okay, sick, I'm going to get those extra points there, right? Wrong. I finished my pass, and I remember I fell like right before it was like my last trick, and I fell on it. And so the boat's going to get the next rider, and the jet ski came to come pick me up. I get on the back of the ski, and I'm asking the guy, I'm like, yo, dude, so like, how do you think I did? Like, what should I do now? This is my first competition. I don't know what to do or where to go. Like, how do I find out the results and yada yada? He tells me, well, honestly, bro, like, the past few kids were on fire, you know? They were doing way cooler stuff than you, so, like, honestly, man, I'd just go hang out at your tent, grab your stuff, and, you know, like, maybe we'll see you at the next one and see how well you do at the next one. I was like, all right, man, thanks. And I didn't really know who was, like in charge at the time, so I went back to my tent. I told my mom, I was like, hey, dude said I probably didn't even play, so we could probably just pack up and head home. And she's like, oh, well, that sucks, you know? Oh, well, let's, you know, we'll come back for the next one. You'll get them on the next one. We show up to sign up at the next event, and she's like, oh, Mike Powell? Oh, man, you got third at the last event. Did you not know? You got a trophy, you got prize money, you got shirts, you got stickers and all kinds of, it was pretty sick. So that right there was like and that kind of like flipped my whole outlook on it. Like, I didn't take anything anyone said super serious. Like, cause I already knew a lot of the guys at the boat shop and stuff had been playing around, and like I said about the Olympic tuber thing, so I know everybody was like a little bit passive aggressive, kind of like sarcastic in their own sense, and of course me just being a kid and I talk too damn much, like, you know, like it's easy to eat shit up, but I listen, and I would take it with a grain of salt and just keep going. Man, so then after a while, man, like, it was just, I was traveling so far, and I wasn't even really like progressing my riding. I was just kind of like keeping my riding at the top tier that it was at that time, and it was just to beat the other guys that were in my class, and that wasn't cool for me. That just, like, I was just focusing on what tricks they were doing, and then I was going above that with like a grab or like trying to be stylish. But in a competition, they don't really, like, they say that they judge for style. They're so full of it, bro. Like, dudes don't really know how to grab right. Like, a dude will do a tindy. He'll do like a little tindy poke, and then like I'll do a super sick like a stale or like a melon shifty, something that like you don't even really see. I'll do a melon shifty, and they'll be like, yeah, but it was, you know, the other dude's was like way bigger or something like that. I'd be like, nah, cut it out. So after a while, I just kind of got burnt out on it, and it was costing us a lot of money to get over there to these events. And then, you know, I'm battling for what? Like, then these guys aren't my friends. These kids aren't my friends. All these kids want to cut my throat, and I want to freaking stab them in the face. So, you know, let the winner win. So I just started free ride. I also, like, as I was pushing myself really hard, that's when I hurt myself. And then as I kind of came back from that injury, I had already been hanging out with the guys over at South Bay Wakeboard Academy for a little bit, and these guys kind of pulled me under their wing and brought me into the camp. And it started out like I got a lesson from them, and they tried to make me pay hella money, and I wasn't gonna pay it. So I told them, they were like, they cut the rate in half, and I was like, all right, I can maybe do that. And I came for one set. I learned like 5 tricks in a set, and then as I was leaving, they asked me when the next time I was gonna come out for another lesson was. I was like, no, I'm good, I appreciate it. Then they just were like, all right, just bring gas money, come out and come ride. And that was when, like, I started meeting like a bunch of really good riders. Like when you go to the competitions, there's those guys that everybody talks about. I was riding with those guys, and those guys were kind of showing me and building me up to be a better rider. And when it came out in the end, I feel like I've cracked off pretty well, and I you know, I've taken it to the right spot, and I think those guys would be stoked on where I'm at with my riding right now. All personal shit aside, when it comes down to riding, you gotta respect it. Don't big time it when it doesn't need to go there. So yeah, I'd like to say free riding's the expression, man. If you're gonna compete or something, go do it, man. Go knock it out. If you got the funds to go do it, and you got the funds to train and do all that shit, do it, bro. But a lot of the guys who have backed me over the years and where I'm going right now, like, everybody just wants to see me be creative and continue to be innovative, and not just the winching aspect of the sport, because almost everything that you do on the winch is pretty close to new. But what they what they're looking for right now and what I'm looking for and what I hope to put out for everybody is a couple things that'll distance myself from everybody else, or just kind of put me in my own little spot. I'm not trying to be better than nobody, and only better than myself. I know what I've done, know what I can do, and there's a couple things that I really want to do, and I'm only going to do those free riding. So that's what I'm saying is I'm backing the free ride aspect of the sport in almost every sport, because that's where the true nature and the true animal comes out in everybody. So yeah, man, you guys want to come free ride with me? Come shoot a little bit of money for gas, and let's go have a blast, man. Let's go see what you can put down, you know? I'm not worried about like the biggest, baddest wake. We'll do anything, bro. I was always, like I said at the beginning, like the best guys were able to do it behind anything, on anything. So if I put you out there on a water ski, you better try to jump the wake or do a flip on it. If you ride the wake skate, you better be out there trying to do big spins and jump the wake with it. And if you're on a wakeboard, well, shit, you better be steezy as hell. Otherwise, I'm gonna clown the shit out of you. So you try to do like two-handed hucker Rayleighs, bro. Like if you're hucking, it's ugly. Even if you send a big booter, come on, dog, grab it. How long you been doing that? Grab it. Learn to grab. Well, you're scared? Fucking grab it. Gosh, won't catch me doing that nonsense. But anyways, Mike Powell here, another episode of Doc Talk. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Free rider competitions, let me know in the section below which one you prefer, or which one's gonna take you to the next level in your riding. To each his own, man. Don't be poking fun at nobody, but if you guys want to clown somebody, you better clown me. But when I see you, don't clown me in front of hell other people. You clown me in front of your damn self, see where it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.